Hi traders, welcome back to another trade recap video. So just a quick update on the $5,000 account challenge. We started the challenge on Tuesday and the title we call it was Grow Your Small Account Series. And the intention of me starting this series is to actually potentially grow $5,000 into 50,000 or potentially 100,000. So right now the account is sitting at $9,500. As you all can see, this is the my FX book portfolio. You can actually see that it is real. It is real. IC markets. IC market don't do fake accounts. 5,000, and we are running at 90.46% gain. And the account balance is right now sitting at $9,500. So go into chart and let's talk about why did we took multiple long positions on pound dollar, because some of you may have watched or some of you may have not watched our recap on the previous day, which I want all of you to actually watch it together. So remember, if you are looking for a recap of how I grow 5,000 to 7,000 on this 110R trade, just go into my profile and watch that video. So we took a long position at 121.10. So a lot of the positions was actually taken in our private community, which is what we call the 1% Trade Club. We took in our community. Initially, we had this big runner, and the next day, which was yesterday, we were merely looking for continuation play. So continuation play means we have GU bouncing off this. You see, we have a reversal here, broke above that 121.10, tested that 121.10, we start pushing higher. And the next day when I woke up, I'll just remove that 5th October positions. So the next day when I woke up, the biggest question I asked myself is, hey, price is still there. So I think it has a very high chance to continue pushing higher. So where do I want to get it? Whether it is here or whether it is lower, which is right around here. If you go to the 1 hour chart, you can actually see that there were two areas where it caught my attention. The first one was 121.78. Second one is 121.70, which was where we took the trade, and it turns out to be a 3-hour win. After looking at the lower time frames, because whenever I take a trade, I like to use the high time frame sort of narrative, then drop down to the lower time frame to see where can I potentially get a tight stop entry. In that way, I can find a proper way to grow the $5,000 account faster, because if I have a tighter stops, I will also maximize my risk reward. But in order to do that properly, I have to start dropping down to the 1 to 5 minute. So when I start dropping down to the 5, that was a beautiful bull flag pattern as well. So if you imagine if this one comes here, bounce once, twice, runs, that is a beautiful pattern as well. But when I look at the market, it did not have any signs of strength. So price bounce off this 121.78 level, then we start forming a period of weakness. Okay, we try pushing higher, failed, push higher, failed, then drop all the way down. So after seeing that pattern, I know, hey, 121.78 is likely not an area, a level where we're looking for further push. So right now we're looking for a deeper pullback. But the tricky question is this: how do we know when is the exact turning point? No one knows. So what I did was, when it comes into 121.70, right after I see that rejection here, I actually took the trade. I took the trade, 8 pip stops. I was fortunate enough that price did not hit our stop loss. Actually, there were 5-6 of us also took the trade together, and it turns out to be a winner. Right, price eventually pushed all the way up, filled up our target. We missed out a lot of move here, another 2-3R, but it was fine. Then after this trade, this made me approximately $1,200. Pushed the account into $8,000. We actually talked about this in our community as well, just to show all of you on our community. So just to be transparent, so everything was actually discussed there. So if you look at my Telegram. Can you see that? So you can actually see we had lots of conversation because yesterday was an absolute good day. So you see that? Let's see. Took a long position on pound dollar, just quick and out trade and tight stops, and we talk a lot. Then eventually price, you see, right here was when price starting to push higher, then eventually hit our target, right? That was like $1,000 trade, then pushing the account into $8,000. So after that, we also have a lot of members absolutely smash the market. You see this one. One of our members called Calvin absolutely smashed the market, secured a beautiful trade on GU. So we'll go back to our chart, and that was exactly what happened. So we took this trade, price smashed all the way down post unemployment rate release, but we also have members who actually realized that it was fake figures, so he caught the buys at the low. I didn't. So I have to be honest, I didn't have the guts, I didn't have the balls to catch the sort of catch the falling knife here, because the way price sold off was a little bit too aggressive. I did thought about going long, but I stepped away. I chose to step away, and price eventually run all the way up. So as it run all the way up, there were few entries that I was actually able to get in. The first one was this bull flag. I decided to not, because I don't like the fact that we are still sort of pressing under this resistance. So because we have a massive sell, prices always retest and continue pushing lower. That's why I didn't take the trade, because price position wasn't that good. I more prefer to say maybe I'll wait for a break for price to clear out this 121.66. Then I'll look for potential continuation to the upside. Yes, I did miss out this entire like 70 pips move, but it's fine. It's fine. Then as price pulls back, I start lowering the time frame to 1 minute and say, hey, will price pull back deep? And the answer was no, because when I look at the price action, the way price responds to the EMA was strong. Pull back from 122.10 into 121.84. That was about 26 pip pullback. Then we started to bounce the EMA, and that's when I took the second position of the day, and it turns out to be a winner. And this was the trade that actually made me $1,200, $1,200. So pushing the account into 9.2k. Then price continues to run. As you can see, not every position is going to be perfect, because it was Friday. When it comes to Friday, I want to play safe. If I hold this longer, it would have been a 8R to 9R trade, but I only closed it for 3R. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Then as price pulls back, I know we have a very high chance to continue pushing higher, because we're forming another simple pullback entry. So that is the power of price action trading, is when you have enough experience, you are able to identify price pattern, price behavior based on your experience. As in, I've seen so many charts, tens of thousands of charts. I am able to sort of identify what price is trying to do. Then from there, I will start judging if it's worthwhile taking a risk on, putting a risk on. So when price pulls back, I know it is still going to go up, but I took the trade. Arguably, I actually could have held it into 3R, but I decided to close the position earlier because it's Friday. It's Friday, and it was like 1:30 to 2 a.m. So I closed the position and secured another 1R here. 6 pip stops, as you can see, very tight. Risk about $300, about 3 to 4% on the account. And overall, yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. To sum up this week, we absolutely did very well as well. The account only went negative once. Like at one point we were actually down to 4,800 because of some of the gold position that I took on some of the scalp trade I took on the 4th. If you drop to the 2 minute, you can actually see that. Sorry, not sure. Yeah, so I took a bit of scalp trade in between, and it didn't went so well, right? We had a first winner on the account, pushing the account to $5,300. Then we had 2 loss. Then price got account go back to break even, then we lose a trade on pound dollar. But then following up on Thursday and Friday, we just absolutely smashed over, let me calculate this, right? So we got negative 1R. All you can see, negative 1. We can all calculate this together. Negative 1R. This is about positive 11R because I scale in as well. When price push all the way up, pull back, I even added 2.5 lots here. Then it push higher, 11R. Then here we have a 3R. So all of you can sort of do the math, right? Here we have another position. You couldn't see it, but we actually have a position here. See that? 2.89. Then we secure about 1.1. So to sum up this week, all of you can do the math. 1.1 plus 2.89, that's about 4R, 7R, 18R, negative 1. So this week we are closing about 16 to 17R. And gold was actually break even, right? If you deduct everything, it's sort of break even. So that's it for the recap. It's a little bit longer than I expected, but I hope all of you also learned something new. I would still like to remind all of you, the amount of risk per trade that I put onto this 5K account is a little bit higher. On my personal, on my main account, 6 figures, 7 figures account, I will never risk over 1 to 2% per trade. But for the sake of these series, I'll be risking 3 to 5% per trade, and I'll actually size down the risk per trade as the account grows, because that's the power of compounding. You see, I have made about 4.5K on this account. Right now it's at 9.5, right? It's at 9.5. I have not withdrawn any profits out of it. Why? It's because every time when the account grows, I'm able to trade more size. Why? Because as it grows bigger, obviously our size increases as well. That's only when you keep the profits inside the broker and you allow it to compound. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, because the challenge is to grow 5 to 50K, hopefully by end of the year. So we only have about 3 months. So it is not easy. For me to do it properly with as minimal risk as possible, which is 3 to 5%, it will be even lesser as it goes into 10, 15, 20,000, is to actually compound the account. The only way to do it is to compound. And hope this series also brings a bit of motivation and also proper mindset and proper education to all of you who supports me throughout this journey. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this recap. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.